This is Beer Guys Radio. We are in the studio. It's mid-September, Brian.
It is.
It's, my least favorite part of the year is when it starts to cool down because then I get angry that it's going to get cold. That's the way it goes for me.
It's not cold yet, but you're angry about it.
I'm angry that it's coming.
Eventually.
That's right.
Winter is coming, and Tim is pissed about it.
That is absolutely right. We are in the studio today. We have friend of the show, Ale Sharpton. Ale, you've been around since the beginning. You've been on a handful of times since our early days there, back in the original studio.
We go back like broad strap, baby.
Yeah, man. That's right. That is absolutely right. So good to see you as always, El. And we have new guests, new to the studio, Mike Potter. Mike is the founder of Black Brew Culture and Blacktoberfest, which is coming up soon. Mike, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. Well, y'all, we are going to get running here with the radio show. If you tune in for the live stream and you have any questions for us, for Mike, or for El, just leave it in the comments. And we'll be back in 10 minutes or so, Nate, to chat with these folks, these good folks, these beer drinking folks.
That's right.
Let's do this.
Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Brian Hewitt.
Welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're broadcasting from the Beer Guys Radio Studios. And this week, we're going to be talking Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest, and what is up with our man, Ale Sharpton. I am Tim Dennis, and with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Brian Hewitt.
Hey, Tim. So joining us today, we have Mike Potter, the founder of Black Brew Culture and Blacktoberfest, and also Ale Sharpton, friend of the show, as you were saying, and craft beer icon. So we're going to talk about all the things you already mentioned: diversity, inclusion, Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest, all of the bases. Guys, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always a good time. And you know what, Brian, you were talking about something before we went on air, and I had to cut you off because of timing, but we were talking about Pliny.
It's too
Pliny
painful to talk about
You
now.
can't handle it anymore. But Al, you were saying you grabbed some, and for those listening to us like in California, in the Bay Area, and that, they're probably going to think, what are these guys talking about? This is a common thing. But for us Atlanta folks, going into a grocery store and picking up a Pliny, that's a big deal, right?
It's a beautiful thing. It's like how like Tropicalia was here, like, oh, you're going to get in Georgia type thing, which, I embrace that. But going out and getting Pliny fresh off tap, that was a big thing in Denver at Falling Rock until they, rest in peace with them. But going to San Fran, man, and my boy Tosh took me to Pacifica, and it was right there at the store, and it was like 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to do it. It's out of respect.
And I have to be honest. I know that, you haven't heard of this much lately, but it used to be a thing. People will complain about an IPA that was less, like if you weren't drinking it as it was coming off the line, it was too old. I personally think Pliny is one that shows its age pretty quickly. Like it'll start, it will fade there. And within 2 weeks or a month. And like you said, with Falling Rock, I Falling Rock in Denver, and that's an experience in itself.
Big deal. It's a big deal, but it's wet hop season now, so
it's right there.
That's where you got to get it fresh.
I've noticed everybody all over Twitter, all over Instagram, there's just all these beautiful bright green colors of fresh hops going into kettles everywhere. So
they are.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing some of that out there. Yeah.
Mike, are you a Pliny fan? Are you on the Pliny bandwagon train?
I'm on the Pliny. I'm on Pliny the Younger, Pliny the Elder. I'm a big Russian River fan.
See, I still haven't got the Younger. I've got to change that, man. I
had it for the first time recently.
Yeah,
just a little more maltier, a little more sweeter build, but I'm a Pliny Elder guy. Respect your elders.
You're the elder there. Respect your elders. Absolutely. Always good beer to see, man. I always enjoy seeing those, finding these that were super rare at one time. And I still remember the first time, my first untapped check-in ever was a Pliny the Elder. And that was when probably the first time I ever tried it. What was that, 100 years ago? Something
probably. What are the size of the bottles of that? Is that like a 19.2 bottle?
Yeah.
That was almost the original.
That's right up there on one of those, right?
Probably.
Yeah, we
got one up there.
Yeah.
That was the original. If you got 4 of them, that would have been the original about $16 4-pack of IPA, right? I mean, they were blazing trails with that. But being able to buy one for $4 a pop, especially when I was in Oregon living there, no tax. So it's just straight up $4. I'm like, that was amazing. Considering how much people on the East Coast are paying to get like month-old, Pliny.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it still being a bottle, dude? They're keeping it really old school with that. That's kind of interesting.
There's a couple breweries that have really stuck with that. Maine Beer Company.
Absolutely.
We talked to them about it. And
best.
like, basically, they said, "I'm like, why haven't you? Why not go to Kansas?" He's like, "Because we don't need to. This work. This is us. This works for us." And I think with Pliny, that's kind of a trademark of Pliny, isn't it?
It is.
You get those 19.6. Is that a liter?
I think so. Or
Half
no,
liter? 500
half.
ml.
I don't
32
know.
ounces, a quart.
It's probably
15
a quart.
pounds.
It's
somewhere
nearly
there.
a gallon, Tim. Nearly a gallon. That's what
40.
it is.
So,
Called the 40.
that's right.
That's right. Call it
Now,
a 40.
Mike, you got me wanting a 40 of Pliny, a little
That would
brown
be
paper
great.
bag action,
You know what the new 40 is? The 19 point whatever, the cans.
like the
tall-
stovepipes or
Those are
whatever.
like, yes, those are like the new 40 right
Count me
now.
in.
for
Oh, I
craft
love
beer
those.
drinkers. It really
Yeah.
is.
I love those. I've been buying those up. And like big Imperial IPAs in tall cans. Love that. The taller the
Yeah.
can, the bigger the IPA,
Yeah.
the better. The more I
Who
like
was like
it.
with the first, like Old Chub, and them kind of did it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Foster's.
Oscar Blues was the
Oscar
first one to
Blues,
really
right?
start making that
The
move.
stovepipe.
Foster's. Go back to
Oh, the oil
Foster's.
cans.
that was the
The
oil
Foster's
can
oil
joint.
cans.
Word.
Yeah.
That's the
that's
mini
the
keg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the mini
personal.
keg.
I used to get the green joint, the
ABV
bitters.
wasn't that high, but
The Foster's
Yeah.
bitters was my joint. The green
Yeah.
can. It just
I like
looked cool.
the blue myself. But
Mike, I love those. I felt so cool when I was younger and getting those Foster's oil cans.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lived in Arkansas and we didn't have a lot of craft or anything
Right.
there. So that Foster's
It felt
oil
like craft.
cans,
Hey,
yeah,
I like
yeah,
the original
Mhm.
joint.
It's an import. It's exotic.
it is.
Those
It's
are
fancy stuff,
Those are
man.
just fun. I love the Oktoberfest that come in basically the same kind of thing, where the can is sized to slide right down into the stein, so you get an entire stein full of beer along with a glass. And I guess Polliner and a couple of other people have done it. So
Do the little gift set with the can and the stein in there.
yeah, I don't need the glassware, but I'm always tempted to buy another one just
Just
for
'cause
the can.
300 glasses around the
Exactly,
house,
just
there
stacked up
on the-
everywhere.
Can I give one more shout out to a can?
Of course
Yeah.
you can.
The Sapporo joint with the ridges on it. When
Oh.
it first came out, we're like, whoa.
Yeah,
It was a silvery
With
kinda
the
can.
handle.
No, the handle was sick.
You
too.
know the handle can, right? Yeah.
but they had the original one had ridges in it, and that's
wasn't
way
it tapered
back.
too? It looked
Yeah.
like
Yes,
it looks
it
like
was
a,
tapered.
yeah. That was
yeah.
like
that's,
a weightlifter type thing.
I was gonna
I
say
don't know
that's
if I know that one.
that's a sexy
Oh,
can. I think
yeah.
they still do that one.
I
It's
think
like
I'm
it's
pretty sure.
tapered.
Yeah,
That's a good looking
got the tape
can
Coke
as far as
bottle
cans
shape.
go. You know.
I love those. I got. I'm sure you guys. I don't know. Maybe you got. I'm not sure how old you guys are. Maybe Zima.
Oh yeah, of
Everybody
course.
knows
They did the
Zima.
ridges on the Zima bottle
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
We got. I guess it's maybe been 5 years ago. We had a friend that went to Asia, and Zima was still a thing over there.
Okay.
And
I heard
he-
that.
yeah, so he brought. I'm like, I sent him. I don't remember what it was. It was like really nice beers, and he said, "You want anything? I'm going over here." I was like, "This is going to sound ridiculous, but can you get me a couple Zima?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure." So, but they've got these. It's in the bottles, but there's a little ring on the
Yes.
side of the thing, and you pull it and like pills, and then
Okay.
pops the lid. So it was, and we were having a brew day. This is back when we were
Yeah.
brewing, Brian, and we always did brew day and bottle share. You hang out, you share some
Right.
beers with friends. That Zima was a thing everyone lost their mind over.
Everybody
that. Just the
wanted some of that.
nostalgia.
That was the worst. How?
It was, man. Drop you a Jolly Rancher in
It was
there.
about
go to
5%.
town.
It was maybe
Yeah, it was like a
5.5.
5.
It's kind of spritish.
We'd be bottle sharing all kinds of interesting, like high quality beers, and everybody was excited by Zima.
By Zima. Nostalgia tastes great, though.
That does.
You know,
It
it
does.
always does. It always does.
Well, Tim, I think it's time for the beers of the week.
Brian, you know, as always, the way we do it here, we've got a great list of beers to get into. Mike and Elle, thank you guys. You brought a couple beers to share, and we're looking forward to getting into those. So we do have the collaboration beer. Elle, you said this is one of the last cans of this batch in existence, correct?
It is.
All
Like
right.
that was the New Belgium joint I did with the piano keys. But this is 4.0. We got some new stuff coming out.
New stuff coming. This is the Ale Sharpton New Belgium collaboration, as you mentioned, piano keys. This is version 4 that we're on
Yes,
right now. I've done
yes,
this a few
yes.
times and more to come.
Yeah.
We also have Mike, your collaboration, the Blacktoberfest collaboration with Elsewhere, correct?
Well, we didn't do this one. This was one of our collaborating partners,
Okay,
Bearded Black Man out of Alabama.
gotcha.
Ralph.
All right.
Ralph.
Shout out to Ralph, but he did a collaboration with Elsewhere. Zwickel, I believe it's called.
Dry hop Zwickel Pilsner,
Dry
right?
hop Zwickel Pilsner, and
stuff.
came out really well. So we have that to share with you guys today.
And Ralph is also at Hop City over in Birmingham.
Okay. Oh,
So,
okay. Gotcha.
That's my
Yeah.
spot when I go out to Birmingham. So I give shout out to Craig and the whole Torres fam.
They did that before our Hop Cities in Atlanta had a bar, like when we just had the one down there in Midtown Atlanta. I used to always love going through there because you could just sit at the bar and drink.
Oh, yeah.
and chill in Birmingham, not
and shop if you want.
The way it should be.
Do it up, man. Do it up. We also have Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout. We got an OG Belgian beer, a little Delirium Tremens, and another one courtesy of Ale and Mike. We have Call to Arms Ale. I think this was Call to Arms Operation Steingrabber.
Wow.
Dark Czech lager. So, Brian, again, you know what? You've got like 30 seconds to share some news. Can you do it?
Yeah, because it's relevant to the Delirium Tremens. The energy crisis in Europe may hit Belgian beer lovers hard. Delirium Tremens is facing the very real risk of halting production for the first time in over a century, as are other breweries like Carlsberg. Because like the U.S., Europe is experiencing a CO2 problem, which is a combination of a shortage and a 13-fold increase in price driven by Russia's squeeze on gas supplies to Europe, which through a chain of events makes CO2 much, much more expensive. So
Crazy
and harder
stuff.
to come by. Yep.
Beer news. We have something to share about hops too. We may talk about that later, some crazy hops news, but you are listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We need to take a break and we will be right back.
That was fun.
Clear.
I had to get me a little,
Man, that 10
a
minutes
little
goes
taste of
by
that.
fast. Oh yeah, I need a little bit of that. Let me do a real.
New can.
I'll do a cucumber rinse here.
A cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it's. Well, you know, with these, because they're so earthy and so vegetal frequently, the
that's fine.
profile
Just
like
get a
that
little
makes
over
a lot of sense.
Hey Brian, let me get a sip of yours because I think I got dregs here, so I just want to see.
It's got some of that.
Dude, I love
It's
this.
got some of that
guys, man.
that really green hop bite to it that I enjoy, and it's holding up really well because we got this a few weeks ago. So
Yeah, I always dig Fontflora. I like their water profile, like the softness of theirs.
minerality and whatnot.
Always
This
dig
dude nerds out on everything, man, and we've been
Yeah.
homies. Every time
That's
I go
good.
out there, I try to hit him up.
Yeah, good
real
stuff, huh?
I can't walk too close to him because our beards would interlock and we'd never get apart. We'd have to be shaved, I think.
The Rat King,
Yeah.
isn't that what they call
Shout
him?
out to my man T Diddy.
Yeah, yeah. That's gosh, I hope Todd doesn't see this because I don't mean it bad, but Todd looks like the stereotype of what they call a hipster.
He's
So
the
but-
poster man for it in a lot of ways. You know, he has his tats and he's got
Like the
big
beer
beard.
beer
But-
hipster
The hat, but
for
he's
a lot of
right.
years. Yeah.
He's just that guy.
But I think when that term is used, it's generally meant in a negative connotation. It's someone who's kind of fake, a poser, kind of.
Oh, no.
Todd is not though. I mean, Todd is 100%. You know, when he does farm to table, it's not because farm to table's cool,
Right.
Or farm to can. He
needs
does it. He wants to. I
He's
grow
a believer.
This, I forage. I do this and that, and and I'm a believer in him. What he's doing is really good. And I dig
Another
it.
cool
I'm
thing
on
about
board.
Todd, real quick, is that
Sorry, Todd, I
went-
didn't mean that
No,
bad.
no. My man TD is all
He
about
knows we love
positive energy. But I went to the bathroom at a spot and he had a poster of Cleveland. I'm like, what the hell? Turns out that he went to high school right down the street from where I went to high school in
Uh-huh.
Cleveland. And we've been homies ever since. But Todd is all about legitimate. He's
Yeah,
all
he's a
about
cool
that.
guy.
So you went to you were in Ohio, I guess, high school.
Yeah, I
Cleveland.
lived in Shaker Heights for 10 years.
And you went to it's escaped me, but you went up to for college. You went
Cornell.
to Cornell.
Uh-huh.
Up in
Ithaca, New York.
Ithaca, New York. And that's you were talking about like the East Coast fish, Mike. I used to live just outside of Syracuse, a little town called
word.
Auburn.
Sure.
And right there on the Finger Lakes, and we had some good little joints. But we had this one place they were a fish market, like they'd sell the raw fish, but they also had a little
Ooh.
cafe there, which those are usually the best, those little joints.
Okay.
But they were famous for their fish sandwich that had the hoagie roll was maybe like 8 inches long, but the fish fillet was like a foot long.
Right.
So, and they put it on there and there's some lettuce, there's tartar tossed on.
It's
You
still
get
around?
cheese on there if you want. I haven't been there when did I move? 35 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing a press trip to the Finger Lakes, so I'm gonna ask them about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved it up there. You know what? Talking about not liking the cold weather. Upstate New York in the fall is hard to beat, man. I mean, the smell in the air and there's these. Do you know where Skinny Atlas is? Did you ever go to Skinny Atlas?
No, but I've heard of it.
So along the lake there, they've got it. It almost looks like, I guess, kind of what they show you, like old New England style cafes, bistros, this and that. You can sit on the sidewalk and have, a clam chowder or whatever. And it's just cool. It's just chill.
You put me on game, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You get it. So it's good times, man. Good times.
I've spent almost no time in the whole New England area or New York anywhere. I'd like to get up there.
You were the old Pacific Northwest guy.
Huh? All my time in Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, go do the fall with the leaves change.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. During the winter, sounds like it would probably not be a good call.
Nice romantic evening for you, buddy.
That's it. That's it. Take him out there. Just some nice fishing there, Brian.
That'd be
trout,
fun.
Those little streams up there, and it's a good time. It is a good time. I'd like to get back up there and see what's going on. Auburn, New York. Shout out Auburn. Prison City Brewing. You familiar with Prison City?
No, sir.
4 years ago, they took gold for IPA at GABF.
Okay.
So kind of got them up there. But the town I lived in, kind of they're notorious for, in the very middle of the downtown area, there's a prison, maximum security prison. First prison in the U.S. to use the electric chair for an execution. And so
I'm not sure it's driving me to go.
It's
Brothers want to stay away from prison
Yeah.
as a general kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
they got a really
right by
sparky
there.
chair you could check out too.
I used to skateboard right by the prison it got to the point, if you live there, you just really didn't think about it.
Okay.
It's just there. And other than the fact that there's a 30-foot wall, concrete wall next to you. So,
okay.
But I had to go right by there.
I'm all
go to
about
my
that
buddy's
nostalgia,
house.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Prison City Brewing.
Are they brewing in the prison now? Is it still
They
is it
should.
still a prison, or is it closed?
Oh, no. It's a maximum security
Oh, it still
prison.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's there, man.
Go check out this
Hopefully,
place.
they have their IPAs
Lovely.
on lock. That's my
That's
shirt.
it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I was
that's
gonna
it.
say,
On
those
lockdown.
IPAs are
They're on
shocking.
Lockdown. Yes. Good stuff.
I'm
All
in a
right.
good mood. What am I doing?
Let's dig back into it. We got Stephen Pete. Cheers, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
Always good to see you, man. Kettle Rock,
Steven.
Peachtree Corners.
I am ready. Let's grab another beer. I am ahead of everybody. I
couldn't.
don't know what we're doing.
All right. I don't believe you, El. I don't believe that.
Where should we go? Maybe we go with the elsewhere,
You
the
like this one?
Pilsner.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
this
do
is good. I like this one.
Yeah,
If
shout
anybody
out to
wants to
Todd.
share
Quite-
it with
yeah,
us.
it's quite
Fonta
nice.
Flora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real good.
Should we go to another?
No, I think we
Yeah,
should
go to
come
another.
back to that one.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't you put one of those on ice, Nate?
I did. This is the one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. Do we have?
The piano keys isn't cold yet. Is the delirium?
The delirium would be. Do we want to get? I don't know if we want to get into that just yet.
No, maybe a little
You
early
guys some
for
bad
that.
dudes, man.
You know what? Just grab
Another Brooklyn. Get another Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Yes,
or
yeah,
just
we
another
got,
just another random
We'll
Oktoberfest.
do the Ironman.
Yeah, random.
Oh yeah, the Ironmonger.
Okay,
Yeah,
that'll work.
We'll
do
pass that around. That's a good
what's
one.
up, man. The place looks nice. They got axe throwing in the back. There was
Yeah,
a
they
bar usually. I went to go check it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was maybe 2 years ago, but now they got axe throwing and stuff. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
things
yeah.
have changed.
And
They
they're
just got to. Sorry, Brian. Go
connected
ahead,
to
sir.
they've got Viking Alchemist, so there's a meadery like right off. There's a
Oh,
door right
word.
there, it opens right into a meadery. So if you don't, it's like I'm tired of beer, just go over and get
There
you
you
some
go,
mead.
sir.
You can do both.
I'm gonna go check it out after
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I'm really happy for you guys, though, man. You guys have really done
Thanks,
a
man.
lot for the beer scene, man. I really appreciate you.
We get to talk to cool people and drink good beers.
Exactly.
So, that's
Hey,
kind of the way it works.
I gotta meet this cool person you're talking about.
First time I've been called considered cool. All right, thank you.
See, there you go.
You just come in here anytime
Come here
you need to
for
hear it.
positive affirmations from the beer
Automatically, I'm
guys.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Anybody who walks through this door is 99% of the time. 0.9. Cool.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Have we ever had it? My buddy Scott Hadeen is a pain in the butt.
Scott,
So,
it's
yeah.
crazy. That dude. That's my
I had
guy.
to threaten physical violence to him last time he was in here. So
Oh well.
yes, the short is yes.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Scott,
so,
man.
yeah.
Where the hell is he?
Scott.
I haven't seen him in like literally a couple years.
I
man.
saw him. So they just had their 10th anniversary, and so I popped in and saw him.
Oh,
there.
word.
So
Okay.
they're,
I was out of town. I heard
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
you know, they really.
I was too, actually.
It's a different personality at the brewery. You know, he got new partners in the brewery, and the your buddy's basement punk rock bar. It's not that anymore.
What is it?
So it's normal. No, I guess yeah. That's the best way. Yeah, they've not.
That old normal thing, huh?
Yeah,
I know he's a
there's
crazy
nothing-
music head. Like that was
yeah.
his thing.
Oh, for
and
sure.
He used to talk about. I would wear a music shirt. I'm crazy in music, and I wear like
Yeah.
Public Enemy. Like, man, my favorite album, the song. And you have it
Yeah.
all laid out, man. But yeah, Scott Dean is definitely.
Have I told you my
personality.
Public Enemy story?
Oh, bring it, bro. I'm a big Chuck D. All that.
85,
Oh, 85.
85, 86. Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, and Murphy's Law live at the Syracuse War Memorial. I was there. So,
Ooh.
Yo,
Yeah.
Bum
License
Rush
to
the
Ill?
show.
They do
yeah,
License
man,
to Ill,
it
Bum
was good.
Rush.
Oh yeah, all that.
Yeah, me
stuff.
and Mike are the same age, so we embrace all the fucking. I'm
So
sorry.
that's
Yeah,
we're
we're just
not
streaming.
we're not
We're
on
not recording
radio
yet,
yet,
so.
so you're good
Oh,
for
sorry.
now.
But when
We're
we
go
good
to a
for right
segment,
now.
Excuse me.
So when they entered the arena, instead of going in through like the back door, they pulled their limo up to the front door
Ooh.
and walked, got out and they're swaggering around. And I had my cassette, of course, at the time. I was like, "Hey man, will you sign this for me?" He looks down, looks at me, goes, "Nah," and just walked
Who
off.
said no?
I
Yeah.
forget which one it was.
In
but it
Public
was-
Enemy?
No. This
That's
was
the
Beastie
Beastie
Boys.
Boys.
Sorry.
Oh.
This was Beastie Boys. Yeah.
I interviewed Chuck D and he signed
Yeah.
He said, "Here we go." I was like, "Dude," he
Yeah.
said, "Nah, I get it. It's awesome." And he signed everything I had, but
No, these
man.
guys he was, that's, was it King Adrock, Mike D, MCA?
That hurt, didn't it?
You know what? No. With anybody else, I think it would have, L. But I was kind of like, yeah, that seems appropriate for these guys.
See, that was
I
the
was
right
like,
thing to do.
Yeah, that seemed beastie. So they're like, nah. I was like, all right. Still a great show, man. Still had a Flavor Flav up there. Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them live in Montreal for the Jazz Fest.
Okay.
Of all things. And he did the
Yeah.
whole album for anniversary for Nation of Millions. And
Yeah.
that was absolutely incredible.
See, that'd be something, man.
When they do whole albums and they do it the way it's tracked out, and you know what's coming next, and it just builds up to everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I tried to get Nappy Roots to let me be like a roadie because they opened for, or not open for, but I think they played with Sir Mix-a-Lot in Nashville.
Oh, word.
And that's someone I'm like,
That's
hey,
an
man.
interesting mix in Nashville.
I think
I
it was
thought
in
maybe it'd be in Seattle.
Birmingham, Nashville, somewhere like
That's
that.
wild.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, Sir Mix-a-Lot, huh? I was like, that's one. That would be.
That would be cool.
That would be. I remember now. See, I even talked to some folks who knows him, but they know I like big butts and that, but they don't know nothing about buttermilk biscuits,
Buttermilk biscuits, yeah.
and that kind of stuff, And then my hoopty,
Yeah, that was a
they
good
don't
one.
know that. So yeah,
Posse's on Broadway.
Posse on
Posse's
Broadway.
on Broadway.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I've walked
Me
down
and
Broadway.
Station at home away from
Yeah.
home with a Black Benz limo with the cellular phone.
Yo, I know TD
Yes.
was down like that. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
up.
you know
My
it.
guy. Word up.
So I've walked down the Broadway. He's a Seattle
Posse's
guy.
on
So
Broadway.
yeah. I know
Oh,
the
where?
area. I was down in this area. It's like, oh yeah, it's Sir Mix-a-Lot's area.
That's
This
where I
is what
need
he's
to
talking
go.
about.
I
Yeah.
haven't been to Seattle.
Yeah.
in a while. Okay.
Been a while.
Yeah,
It's
see,
been
now-
quite a while.
Brian, talk about not have done the Northeast. I haven't done any of the Pacific Northwest. I've made it to San Diego. I
Okay.
think is the farthest I've went up that way. I did Colorado, Wyoming, Montana through that area, but you get into Idaho, Washington,
I wanna go to
Oregon.
Portland
I haven't
again.
made it up there.
I haven't
Yeah,
been
I
to
got to
Portland
get
in a
up
minute.
there. I got to get up
I'm
there.
gonna have to hit
I
up
need do that.
Eugene too, see what Nike's talking about.
Yeah, see what's going
I
on
got a few of
there.
my dollars.
Yeah. Say what's up, man. You know me.
So
You
the
know
last
me.
time I was there, I think a buddy of mine or his wife was working with Nike, and you get to go to the company store if they take you there.
Get a
That was
percentage.
pretty cool. So I got a bunch.
You got
of stuff.
busy?
Yeah, I got a little bit.
Yeah, I
picked up
have
some
a
things.
sneaker problem, but
Oh yeah, not a lot of folks get to hear you, right?
Yeah, they don't. Like
yeah,
they see
he's
you.
saying
They see you on
say
writing things, but they don't see you necessarily
Stevens-
talking.
right. He's
Oh,
used to
man.
reading your
That's
articles.
real,
there.
man.
That's it. Yeah.
thanks to beer guys, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, the kettle. Rock.
Awesome.
All
I
right.
kind of write the way I talk. So that's always a fun thing to do.
Yeah, have that personality too, right?
Yeah,
Keep
man.
the flow there.
That's
Cool.
what's got me through.
Good. Let's jump back into it.
All right.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Remember, all episodes are available on demand. So if you missed the broadcast, get the podcast. Beer Guys Radio is available on the Podcast Park and all popular and unpopular podcasting apps. Now let's get back to Black Brew Culture and Blacktoberfest and Ale
Absolutely.
Sharpton.
All the good stuff. We've got so much going on today. It's awesome. Mike Potter, once again, man, we appreciate you coming out and joining us for the show today. Founder of Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest. You were also, was it Fresh Fest, Mike? Originally in Pittsburgh, right?
Originally, right.
First black beer festival in the U.S., right?
Correct.
Can you tell us kind of how all this started, how the festival kicked off, and how Black Brew Culture came to be?
Sure, man. We started home brewing. I own a print shop I owned the print shop in Pittsburgh, and we started home brewing in the basement of that shop around 2014 or so, maybe 13. Doing a bunch of Pliny clones, like we talked about earlier. We felt like the only beer that we could possibly home brew would be a Pliny, so we did like 8 of them in a row, trying to perfect that.
Did you nail it?
We never nailed it.
Okay, all right.
I think one came out, like out of the 8, we got one right.
Okay,
but they were all drinkable. So
good stuff.
Not comparable to the actual Pliny itself. So we started home brewing, thinking we were going to open a brewery, and just the amount of work that took. We just hey, let's try something else. So in doing branding, marketing, which is my background, we started to kind of reach out and say, hey, who's out here in the space, who all is brewing beer that are Black owned? How can we connect with them? How can we make partnerships? How can we help? How can we be of service? And that was how the platform Black Brew Culture started. With that, we did some time online. We had a pretty successful Instagram platform, Facebook, and sold some merch, and decided to expand that platform and expand that reach, and that yielded a festival, a beer festival. After touring the country, been around every city, seeing who's who and who has space and who's doing brewing, who's got breweries. We had a big enough reach that we could do a festival, and that's how Fresh Fest kind of spawned.
Very cool, man. Very
So
good stuff.
how long was it till you went from going home brewing and saying, hey, we got to do something, to actually the festival? Like how much time are we talking about there?
It's about 15. Yeah, it's about 3 years.
About 3 years. So
Yeah.
was that all like is that 2 years to get an actual festival going? I'm always amazed at people making these things happen. You getting the venue, getting all the people together. How much actual planning time wise goes into getting a festival like that going?
Yeah, I mean the groundwork, the footwork from the beginning of it. That was the base of how we got our network. But then planning the festival, we usually start in February for a festival in October.
Okay, so it's not multiple years. You're looking at
multiple years to get your resources and your sponsors and the people
Yeah.
that you want involved. But as far as planning a festival out, it's February to October. It's about the time we need.
That's a fair point. You have to have those relationships lined up before
Yeah.
you can even do that. If you have to approach people cold, then you probably are looking at years.
Cold calling is,
Yeah.
is tough.
It is, yeah. So have you done anything with Printers Ale? Printers Ale here in Georgia? Because it seems like you guys may be on, the print shop, and they have. Are you familiar with Printers Ale?
I'm not.
Ale, you got to get him out to Carrollton to check out.
I need to get out
Printers.
to damn Carrollton. Man.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the owners of Printers Ale Manufacturing, they have
They
a
make good
printing
stuff, though.
company.
Oh, word.
They do connected to it, and they do. I think they actually started with like packaging, doing our stuff. They actually, if you see the piece of artwork on the wall here, that is one we commissioned. You probably know Catlanta. don't you all hear?
Mhm.
So
Dope,
we
dope
commissioned
artist.
him to do that for the Giving Kitchen, and then he did the original. We had Printers L. They work with us to get some prints done on that, so we could
cool.
distribute them for a charitable cause there. So
That's dope, man. All
Speaking
about
of-
charity.
Yeah. Speaking of printing, was Black Brew Culture, was that originally a magazine? Because I saw references to the print shop. Did it start out as a magazine that became a movement?
Yeah, that was the aspirations. We still
Okay.
we do a lot of blogs, we do a lot of posts, but we're still in the process of getting that magazine pushed forward. But yeah, that's the
You
They
still
do their research over here, bro.
So you're still planning on actually having a magazine coming out. I mean,
Absolutely.
magazines are cool. I know that like everything, we're supposed to be in a paperless society now, but nobody really is. I mean, we want to look at
we want to look at
the nice
I still
glossy
like
pictures.
magazines.
Yeah.
Books. Give me an actual book. Magazines. Sometimes I've got a Kindle because sometimes it's just convenient, but
You can see
hard
all
to
kinds
be
of crazy
tangible,
things on
tangible.
a monitor and be okay, that's neat.
Yeah.
But when you see it printed out on a page, I'm like, ooh, that's really nice.
Especially with magazines, Mike, because you can't flip through a Kindle the way you can a magazine. Go
paper.
back to look at this or that.
Right.
Hey, this was 6 pages ago. Well, Kindle, you're just sitting there
right.
swiping like you're on Tinder. Swipe, 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 swipe. So
Except it's with ideas too.
with ideas,
Yes.
swiping ideas there. So, Mike, this may be a silly question, general one, but why is it important to have like Black Brew Culture or a Black Beer Festival? Why is that important to the craft beer community as a whole?
Aside from the equity that we receive from being relevant in these spaces, whatever space that is, cooking, brewing, you name it, it brings variety. We're allowed to experience different flavors, different cultures, different aspects, different viewpoints of people doing different cool stuff in the space. So it's definitely shakes things up a little bit. It allows for a different variety of what we're used to seeing, and I think that's super important.
Sure, understandable. Yet everybody has their unique take on things. Bring it in, and I'm all about getting new flavors in that. So for sure.
Yeah.
I think what else was dope about it? Beer is a refreshment, but I think the experience is a refreshment as well, because you have different likes from different places all enjoying beer at one place. There's no black only sign on these different festivals that are going on, especially with Blacktoberfest. It's just more of something that lets people know, especially Black people know, and Latino and Asian, that you could come out and enjoy beer. And not everybody thinks, a lot of people thought that beer, or breweries for that matter, would be only white only type thing. It was a white
Guys that
beverage.
look like Brian, right?
That's right.
So
Well, it looked like anybody would assume
Yeah.
that they're a beer drinker. But I think, and that was part of my mission, to let people know that beer is for everybody. And one of the most rewarding things about beer is the people behind it. It's a cool thing to talk about the beer, but really I love covering the stories and showing love to those breweries that are either family owned or just really work hard. No matter what the race is, it's more about a people thing. And I think when you go to something like Blacktoberfest, you just realize like, wow, this is something different than your everyday kind of festival. It's something like, wow, these are the different people I can party with and enjoy a beverage and chill and get some dope music. There's a DJ lineup that's nuts. So there's a lot of things that are just a different experience. So that's a refreshment within itself, knowing that there's a whole different experience and everybody's
Yeah.
invited.
will Public Enemy be at this year's festival?
We're still negotiating that.
Next year, right?
Personally, I
Yeah.
called Chuck and he put me on hold for a little while.
A little bit,
On
a little bit.
Saying,
Fair.
like,
All right.
But then he said he'd call me back, and so we're waiting on that.
Okay. All right. Some say he's still on hold to this day.
To this
No, that'd
very
be
day.
fun.
I'll
But
say
Chuck
I'm still
D,
on.
my guy.
yeah. But you mentioned El about these festivals don't say Black people only.
Mhm.
Bring it open, and
Or white people only.
or excuse right. Either way,
Mhm.
but I still find it kind of surreal that we become friends. We mention these guys a lot with Nappy Roots, because if you look at these two cultures on the outside looking in, we'd be way far off from each other. Typical middle class white dudes. Brian's got the stereotypical beard of this, and Grammy nominated rappers.
Mhm.
These are just not two cultures you'd think would collide.
Mhm.
But we sat down over a beer. We joined them for the collaboration brew, and we're friends.
That's right.
We hang out, and they've said of their brewery as well that we're a Black owned brewery, but we're a community brewery.
That's right.
We want people to come together, come enjoy the artwork, come enjoy the music, come enjoy the beer.
Right.
And that's my big encouragement with it. to come together. Everybody, you know,
Mhm.
don't leave anybody out there.
That's
Let's
right.
make this diverse.
That's right.
It's a great equalizer. People from all walks of life can come together and enjoy beer.
Have a beer,
Yeah.
man. Have
Yeah.
a beer, have a good time, and chill out. Well, you're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We do need to take us another quick break, but we will be right back.
That was nice.
We're clear now.
Oh, it's just the outro music. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just gotta.
What were you gonna say, Mike?
No, I was saying, we tend to celebrate so many different cultures, and we as Black people just want to kind of be one of the units, one of the
Sure.
modules
Yeah.
that are celebrated. You got German Oktoberfest, the original, obviously. You
Yeah.
got Italian, got Greek fests all over the country. Asian culture is celebrated for their periods and their food and their time. So why not have, obviously, our culture being celebrated? It's a 3-day event. Come in, enjoy the time, and you go home. And you want to go to spaghetti, or you want to go to
Do what
should
you
talk
want,
about
huh?
that.
fried rice,
Do what you
wanna
want.
go to whatever
Yeah.
you want. It's totally cool.
Cool.
Just the
Good.
same way that I would go out and I'd enjoy an Asian day, an Asian festival. If I was in Japan or if I was in China, I would fully immerse myself in that culture to experience that. And we just want to bring that to our festivals as well.
That was something I appreciated more about in the Northeast. I think they have it a little bit here. We see like Greek fests here. You
Yeah.
see Greek fest, but
Right on.
when I lived in New York, there would be Greek fest, Polish fest, Italian fest. Every group had their little fest, and man, you would get some killer food. You'd meet cool people, and it may
Those
be
are fun,
something as
yeah.
small as they would call it a fest, and it may look like 4 tents and 6 card tables set up in a
Right,
neighborhood,
right.
but it was killer.
Right.
It was great.
It had that vibe.
I'd
Yes.
never been to
Yeah,
the Greek festival into any of them. I'd never even seen one before I came to Atlanta. And then there's at least one good one that happens every year. And I've been there a couple of times. It's not huge, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting food. It's just, it's a good time. It's just, let's just step outside of whatever I consider to be normal and just do something just a little different, you
Right.
know? That's
got,
good.
You got the food, you got
Sure.
the culture,
You got the
and
music too. You
got
got
the
some
music.
interesting dancing and costumes and all that.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen much of this before.
spend an
Yeah,
afternoon. You don't spend the rest of your life
exactly.
Yeah.
engaging in that culture. You spend an afternoon enjoying the time that you're there, and then you go home and you go back to what you
Ideal.
want,
It's like an ideal little tourist situation.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
Because it really is too easy to get stuck in your own world.
Mhm.
Your friends, your neighborhood, where you go, just kind of making a loop of
Right,
these things.
right.
And
the same pizza and beer every night.
pizza and beer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, all right, that's.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
but
yeah. So I enjoy,
we'll have a
stepping
little,
out, learning other cultures,
sneak a little
Nice.
baklava or something in there a little bit.
Oh,
a
yeah.
little this and
Yeah.
that. So
little
cool.
occasionally.
Blacktoberfest in Atlanta is October 15th from 1 to 10 p.m.
Cool.
And
Okay.
you specified Atlanta
Cool.
because you're in different cities.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, we'll dive into. Actually, you know what? How about we get back into it and we'll talk Blacktoberfest here right
you're ready.
now, man. Let's do it.
Are we ready with the other beers?
What's that? Oh, more beer? More beer. I'm still
Let's go.
sipping this iron marker.
Tim is so slow. I'm like,
but bring it on. Bring it on.
Come on, bring it.
What'd you guys think of the
I want to
Iron
give
Monger?
a shout out when you guys were
Yeah.
recording. Actually, I'm sure it'll be a good look. So
I wasn't as big
hope-
on this one.
I liked it. I like
Yeah.
this one.
Let me see.
Oh, is that the Brooklyn one?
No, this is this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had
No,
the
this
Brooklyn
shit is
one.
good.
I like the Brooklyn one better than this.
Temperature check.
I like this
Still
better.
not quite cold, but
I think we're.
I think we're getting there.
No, I mean, I think this may be. If we were stouty, I may say okay, but
You know what?
Get the Brooklyn.
The
Let's go
Brooklyn-
ahead and go there.
Part of the
black
reason I
chocolate
love the
stout,
Brooklyn
man.
is
Yeah.
that drink's so good and warm.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
actually
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
yeah, that's
that?
definitely
Oh,
cool.
we're bringing that out.
Yeah.
Heck
Oh, man.
yeah.
We're going
That
there.
has a lot to do with my whole.
is
life
that
story.
did that inspire Piano Keys a little bit or
I mean, everything inspires something. I'm sure something
That's
inspired
one of
that
my
to be
favorite
made.
beers of all time.
But that is
The
that
Brooklyn
is
Black
my
Chocolate
shit.
Stout. Yeah.
That is my shit. I actually made piano
Back
keys for a
when
whole nother
I
reason.
haven't drunk it in maybe 5-6 years.
Oh, you got it.
it's been a bit since I've had it. It's
But
it just
Back
almost
when
yeah.
I got into the game.
All right, here we go.
That was my
I haven't had this in a minute either. Man.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
And I was saying that's I learned that drinking temperature is very important with this beer.
Yeah.
So
Garrett Oliver, if you're listening, please reply to my Instagram messages about having you on the show.
yeah, please be on the
Give me
show.
a shout, Garrett Oliver.
Can you guys put in a good word for us?
I give him a call.
Well, we talked to talking to 21st Amendment at the Decatur Beer Fest with
Good people.
Oh my gosh,
They're
yeah.
good people, man.
Was it Sean?
I can't believe I was thinking Sean.
No,
Sean is
no.
am I mixed? Because that
Sean
was
might
I
be
was thinking
Pontoon.
too.
Yeah, I think.
We'll cut this part out so we don't seem foolish. It'll come to me later.
21st
Yeah.
Amendment. That's Cali.
Yeah, it's no,
Cali.
that's
Yeah.
San Francisco.
It's the Bay
Yeah.
Area, right?
No, that's
Right
not
down the
Sean.
street from
O'Sullivan.
But there's Sean O'Sullivan.
Is it Sean O'Sullivan? Okay.
Yeah, or Sean Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan.
It's
'Cause he-
Sully's. He's got Sully's.
Sully.
So O'Sullivan,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
We were
Like,
right. We
I
just
feel
didn't
in-
know it.
I feel embarrassed because I questioned myself, and now it's been a
gosh.
minute since we talked to him. So.
And this is your fault because I thought I was right, and then you made me question myself.
well, because
Brian.
you
This is
remember
on you.
you remember what I remember, and my memory's terrible, so
That's
I
a good
assumed it
point.
was wrong.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Man, that's still solid.
I'm
That's
not sure
still
what it
super
is
solid.
about Brooklyn, but they from the brown ale to Defender IPA to this this stout right here. They have a uniform brand that I can recognize
Yeah.
every time I
Yep.
put in the glass. This is good.
I would say
Yeah.
Brooklyn's like no frills. They just go straight to style,
Yeah.
which is really dope.
This-
You don't see a lot of adjuncts,
But they
a
have
lot
a
of crazy
distinct
shit.
taste though. Yeah, you're right about that.
Are you good with that? Is there a problem with being that brewery these
No,
days?
no, we
Not
need
at all.
that.
Yeah.
We need that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has a space. Pontoon goes nuts,
Yep.
but
They
they
do.
have their market. It's
They
just
do.
like anything else. It's
This is so good, and this took
It's
me
good.
back because I thought of this as being a beer back in the day. We're talking like 2012,
Right.
13. Like this was as good as the beers we were chasing, but you could find on the shelves for a few
Right.
months a year, and I
Absolutely.
hoarded it.
I agree with you.
Oh,
that
man.
was my joint.
Black Ops.
Are we going?
Black Ops was
Yeah.
another
We're
one.
streaming, but we're not
Yeah.
on the radio
Oh, okay. No
right
worries,
now.
no worries.
Yeah.
That's right, Black Ops,
I
the
wasn't
large
a big fan of
format.
Black Ops, but
Yeah.
The bottle's dope,
I
too.
went and searched it.
Early on, I thought it was good. Having tasted this now, and based on what I remember, I actually like this one
better,
more.
yeah.
Yes.
Black Ops a little harsh at times. Sometimes it was a little raw.
Sometimes it was a little thin too. A couple of times I had it. Like
Yeah.
early on, I thought it was great, and then there was a couple ones that were thin.
I think
This is
another one that
legit.
had, like, was it Silva Stout? Was it Green Flash?
That was
Or-
Green Flash. Yeah.
But that was another one. I think it had a couple off
Green
years
Flash
where
had
it was.
the pepper stout, the one with the
Yes.
what the hell was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Escapes me.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of Green Flash, being have my computer
Jalapeno
set up
style.
and go into Sweetwater.
What was it?
Jalapeno stout.
I don't know if I had that one.
That's like
Okay.
good.
All right. All right.
And I'm sitting in Sweetwater on my laptop,
Uh-huh.
and then I see on the board that Alpine is available, and then having the duet and the what's the other one?
Nelson.
The
Nelson.
Yeah,
Nelson, and yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just found all that out today.
Yeah.
These were available at Sweetwater.
No, they owned it.
Are they? You know what? As you were saying that, I was like, wait a minute. Did I see that they bought them recently?
Dude,
Who all is that part of that? Because
Is it Afria that owns them, or somebody
bought
else?
them after Afria, I think.
Somebody bought Afro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody bought Afria.
So they-
they're
Afria bought them, and then
Afria bought
somebody else bought
Sweetwater,
them.
Someone brought Afria, and
But
I think on their European business they mentioned they've got dairies. So we're gonna see like dry hop weed milk.
But that's not
Probably
it.
in
Then they had
this,
the
right?
green
Yeah,
they had
right?
the Green Flash West Coast
Yeah.
IPA.
That's right, because
on
those,
tap.
those were all paired up. Oh my
Well,
god!
shit,
I
I
gotta go
need
back
to get up to
Tell me.
Sweetwater.
I gotta
man.
go over there
It
too.
was amazing. It
Yo,
was
go
like,
by there.
wow.
I
I
couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. I was there today.
Okay.
Oh my
All
god!
right.
Are we on live?
Oh, we're streaming.
Okay,
We're
Yeah.
streaming. We're not on the
So
radio.
people
right
will
now.
see it, but it
Yeah.
won't go over all
Okay.
the
That's
podcasts
what's
and
up.
all
Maybe
that.
repeat it later.
But we'll have a link
Okay.
or whatever. And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
like to share.
we were there earlier today for a collaboration beer for Blacktoberfest with Hip and Hops. Shout out to Clarence Boston.
Cool. All right.
And Nick at Sweetwater. And I'm looking around and he kept saying, you want a duet? You want a Nelson? And it's just like, all right.
Like,
Okay.
wait, you got some in the fridge?
Yeah,
or
you got.
something right
Well,
now?
I didn't. I just thought they had their own
Yeah.
version of it.
They're like bootlegged it over or
Right.
something.
I thought they had their own
like that.
version of something, or they just called it. They had two names, and then he kept saying duet, and it just kept triggering. And then I looked to the cold storage, and it's got the actual brand. So
Yeah. Okay.
so they own the duet They own the Alpine brand and they own the Green Flash brand, which those are my first two IPAs coming into.
Green
So
Flash
that-
used to have some
That
crazy
is
stuff.
awesome because one of my big concerns about drinking those, I wanted to get out as soon as I could to go
Yeah.
try those because I want those fresh. I hate
Yeah.
like we have such a problem in our bottle shops of bottles sitting room temperature for months
Right.
and you not knowing. Like if I go someplace I know it's fresh, man, I'm there. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's do that.
On
Yeah.
tap is a way to get an IPA
Hell yeah.
to clean, but that is something I was always looking for.
And I'm hoping in a brewery
Dude,
like
Sweetwater,
they would be.
Sweetwater IPA, you
Yeah.
get that fresh, that is still an absolute stellar beer,
solid.
man.
That's the old
It's
school.
still
That's
good.
what Nick
Yeah.
knocked the
Yes.
OG.
Oh yeah.
Nick
I'm
Knock.
I always have one with him. When
Nick's
he,
the chillest dude ever, man.
he's
He's,
super
just
cool.
so chill. So
I got to get over there, man. I really need to
and the
get back
food
over
is fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to
It's good.
yeah.
Isaiah, who runs the kitchen. They got some brothers back there making some heat, man. And I always get my little mahi, little salad. You know, my diet.
You know, you.
I know you
eating-
like some
eating
salad.
right?
You know-
eating right.
IPAs are technically
Well, for
salad. There's so
those
much
that
green in
don't-
it, you know, right?
I'm with you, brother.
For those that don't eat like Al Sharpton, they also have a bulgogi cheesesteak that's pretty lit.
That's right.
So,
That's really
yeah,
legit.
so.
Yeah.
What you eat today over there, Mike?
Huh?
What you eat over there today? What did you have at Sweetwater?
That's
today?
Sweetwater, yeah.
Fuck with you. I
What?
had the worst.
What?
I had the
Messing
wings
with
of
me.
fries.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
hey, there's
Fair
nothing
enough,
wrong
man.
with that.
No, they were
Can't
good.
argue that.
That's good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
You got to find some good wings, like the local in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we like the Nest Kennesaw. They smoke them, and crisp them. Those are good.
Yeah.
Really
yeah.
dig
I heard about
those.
the Nest.
And I gotta say, guys,
Break it
there's
down.
this place called OB Noodle House in Ocean Beach, San Diego.
Oof.
Their claim to fame is they invented screwball peanut butter whiskey, like the screwball that you see out there. That is invented at this noodle house. So it's a pho and noodle joint, but it's kind of like hippie hipster. But so it's just this weird clashing of cultures here,
Right,
you know.
right.
But they did that. But they had these spicy garlic wings on there. And I kid you not, guys, some of the best wings I've ever had in my life. I felt bad. I felt like I was betraying my lemon pepper wet by how much I enjoyed those wings.
ATL, baby.
I have a
Yeah.
hard time believing anything trumps lemon pepper wet. That is
I'm not-
legit,
I
like
love
a beautiful
them, man,
thing.
so.
Is that available outside of Atlanta, or is that really just an Atlanta thing? Like I know it's possible to put it together,
I
but
think that's probably the thing. You could probably create it, but I'm not sure if it's.
it's on the menu here.
No, it's available outside Atlanta. Like sweet tea's available in the north.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so not really. So yes, but not
Nice.
Like when you said, "Do you have
That
sweet
hurt,
tea?" and they're like, "I can bring you
but
some
at the same
sugar."
time,
You know what it feels like,
Right?
you know?
Yeah. He's like, "I got it. So yeah, man, looking good.
Right on.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right, let's come back in. We're going to come in and talk about Blacktoberfest.
Cool.
Then now we need to catch up with you, Piano Keys, and
I'm
what
with
you
you,
got
brother.
going. So
I'm
that's
riding
the
with you.
plan.
Whatever you got.
So segment 3.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Bear Guys Radio Show. I want to give a quick shout out to our newest radio affiliate, KPAM 860 AM in Portland, Oregon. Man, Portland.
Portland,
I miss
Oregon.
you, Portland.
Yay, Portland.
Yeah, catch Beer Guys Radio on KPAM every Saturday at 4 p.m. Now let's get back to Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest, and Ale Sharpton.
All of the cool things. Mike Potter, Blacktoberfest. Can you give us a broad overview of what Blacktoberfest is?
Blacktoberfest, a broad overview, a celebration of Black culture through the vehicle of craft beer. If I had to use one sentence, that would be it.
Okay. All right.
We got entertainment. More importantly, we have the pairing fusion of food and craft beer from a culturally Black perspective, along with our partners and collaborators. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful time. And yeah, that's basically how I would describe it.
So is the event are you bringing in the German there? Are we going to see schnitzels and bratwurst and stuff at Blacktoberfest?
You will not.
Okay, fair enough.
But that doesn't mean that, hey, we do that pretty much 364 days of the year.
Okay.
And that 365th day is our day to kind of display our culture and showcase what we got going on. Yeah, we've done the schnitzels.
Okay. If we come to Blacktoberfest, what can we expect to see there? What's the event going to be like to attend?
We have 30 collaboration beers across the city and the state, and we have 15 black-owned breweries coming in from out of state to showcase what they have going on and have a good time. We got 6 DJs, cornhole tournament. It's just a big festival, big love fest.
The event, correct?
It's a multi-city event. We're in St. Louis, Atlanta, and Durham. We close out on the 22nd of October in Durham.
Are they different dates for the different cities?
Different dates. We got October 1st in St. Louis,
okay.
15th of October in Atlanta, and the 22nd of October closing everything out in Durham, which is our flagship city.
Is there like a central location where people can go to find info on all of the Blacktoberfest events?
Yeah, we're at Blacktoberfest on all of our social networks and at blacktober-fest.com for tickets and more information about vendors, entertainment, what beers we have. One of the bigger things that you can check out and get a little bit of the narrative on is our Marzen Ale that we brew every year. We brew that at Dirtbag Ales in Hope Mills in North Carolina. And every year we do 10 collaborators that come and brew this one beer. We do the same recipe every year, 10 different brewers. And we'll be releasing that one on the 19th of September. Right. So that's coming up in a couple days.
So I'm going to be a little selfish here since I'm in Atlanta. What are some of the breweries that you can be excited about here to see at the Atlanta event?
Good question. Great question. Actually, the first one that we're actually going to be sipping here soon that came off in the canning line was Elsewhere Brewery with Beard Blackman, Ralph Marion. Shout out to him. And what is that? Birmingham?
Yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama. He's based. So that is a Zwickel that we have here. We're going to taste. You can expect beers from pretty much all the big hitters. Monday Night is involved.
Sweetwater that we talked about.
Sweetwater's involved. We're doing a brew with them. Actually, we did a brew with them today with Clarence Boston. Shout out to Clarence and his new venue, Hip and Hop Stone Mountain, which is where the festival will actually be.
Okay.
He's doing a black IPA with Nick and the guys at Sweetwater. So we were there earlier checking those guys out. Ale's got 2 collaborations actually involved this year. So we're super excited about that. Piano Keys with New Belgium. And he's did a beer with Terrapin out at the Battery at
Truist, right?
Yeah. Something to say song, which was incredible.
We've already had a taste of that. Amazing.
Good stuff.
It's crazy. Right. Bo Monk, you did something with Willie the Kid and Bo Monk, which was crazy. There's a lot, but definitely while you continue to talk, just the amount of support. He asked me, he said, "Hey, I know you're an Atlanta guy and all that, although I do a lot of stuff, but he was like, can you connect me with some people?" And the breweries were all responsive and ready to rock and roll. So shout out to Atlanta for backing me up and saying, yo, Atlanta's one of the greatest beer cities in the world.
You know what, Al? I was on a forum the other day, Reddit ATL Beer. Shout out to Reddit, my home when I want to run my mouth about beer on the internet. But someone said, what would you change about Georgia beer?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it for a second. And you know what? Someone made the comment, I'd like to see like more mixed firm, spontaneous firm and that. Okay, I'm with it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, y'all. I wouldn't call for a blanket change here. If I want Pilsners, I know where to go.
Let me jump in.
Yes, sir.
Self-distro.
Yes. Yeah. Now I can't argue with that. I think they were talking about this was specific to like the drinking side. But I'm with you. I'm with you, Mike. Give us some self-distro there.
And lifting that ABV cap, yes, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely got some.
I thought it was lifted already.
14%.
We're 14 now. So we're
how much more you need?
Well, enough so we can get Black Tuesday and Tweak from Avery, Cerise from Avery.
Avery makes some really good stuff that goes over that. That's
and
pretty
all
banging.
the Bourbon County stuff, if you want to have that, except for you get lucky, 1 or 2 of them might be under 14, but for the most part, no.
It's funny. A lot of the stuff that goes super hardcore, the labels are darker, a lot of demons and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Come visit us in Atlanta, y'all. If you want Pilsners, we got you.
Yeah.
We do.
If you want stouts, we got you.
Halfway Crooks, man.
Good Word, Halfway Crooks, Monday night,
Little
3
Cottage.
taverns.
all part of Blacktoberfest. Every one of them.
Really?
Yeah,
There
so-
you go, man. Go try them all. Then you
Yeah.
can see what we've got. Come to Atlanta, hang out.
Our stout game is really good here.
Make
Really
your
good.
way to JR Crickets and get some of the lemon
Yeah.
pepper wets.
Right.
Go to Blacktoberfest
Go to
and try
local.
all these guys.
Yeah.
Go to the local.
While they're still open.
Magic City. You know what? Have you had the wings at Magic City? Al?
I had to do an article with Thrillist, and
Okay.
they had to twist my arm and bring me to Magic City to make
Yeah.
sure the wings were legit. So that was a very hard day for me.
That's
Yes,
very
yeah.
challenging.
Or did
Wait,
they
what did I
back-
just say?
Did they back up? Did
Very
they?
challenging.
Did they live up to
Well,
expectations? What are you saying over here?
Yeah.
Tear come down.
Right.
I meant to twist my arm thing, but then
Yeah.
once I said, I was like,
So,
anyway.
Did you
if
throw?
I-
I
if
think
I
they got
have
thrown under
to.
the bus.
If I have to.
No. It was
All right.
actually, and there's
Better
this,
than local. Because you
You-
touted local as Atlanta's finest.
you know what? No,
Locals,
I
Atlanta's
keep it
finest.
hundo.
Yeah.
I don't go to Magic City often enough to really make a comparison like that, but the local is the shiznit.
Okay, I haven't been there. I'll have to hit that.
we
then.
need to-
All right, it's
I
on
think
the
we
list
should do
now.
both.
They smoke them in a light
So-
fry, and it's just they give you all these different sauces.
So far, it's the
And
best.
Yeah.
but there's a
Okay.
lot of bile
All right.
going on in that
I
area.
think we should go and have half the amount of wings we normally have at the one, and go to the other and have half of
Check it
again.
out. All
and
right.
compare
That's
the
what I
two.
did for that article.
Okay, and then we'll write our own Thrillist article.
There we go. There we
There you
go.
go. There you go. But no,
All right,
but
y'all,
let me
then.
know when y'all do. I live right down the street.
Okay, good enough, man.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So there you go, y'all. When we have guests in the Atlanta area, it's easier for us to turn it into an Atlanta show because we get psyched about local stuff.
that's
here,
a good point.
But you
yes.
know what? For those of you not in Atlanta, now you've got some travel tips when you come
Exactly.
see us here.
How
Folks in
already?
Portland, come on out.
Check
Come on out.
it out. Absolutely. Mike, thanks for the info, man. The fest sounds great. The stuff going on. So, wish you great success with all of that.
Yeah,
With
thank you,
Black
sir.
Brew
Keep
Culture. We'll
rotating
keep an eye out.
DJs.
Oh wow!
Rota-
we gotta
okay.
talk about that.
All right,
lineup.
tell me
DJ
about that.
lineup. Wow.
Yeah.
So we start off rotating DJs. We got Atlanta's finest. We start off with Sean Fallion. I'm sorry.
Word.
He's opening up. Empress Ra follows him. Mike Flo follows him.
Oof.
DJ Kerosene, and then closing out is DJ Rasta Root. It's a great evening, great show.
All right.
So we're gonna be banging all night, all from 1 to 10.
And see, that's definitely a piece of the local scene I know nothing at all about.
Right on.
Al, I hear you getting excited over there, so I know that you know.
I ain't gonna lie,
But I
help
don't
my
know
man out
anything.
with getting these DJs because
All his people.
my ear to the
Yeah.
street. But Mike Flo is actually in Brooklyn now, but he is like Dead Prez's DJ. He goes around the world with them.
Uh-huh.
But he's like, yo, if this is your homie or whatever, I'm gonna come do it. So he's flying in from New York to do it. But all these DJs are
Good,
top choice.
going to be
Yeah.
good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I'm
they're
excited.
fire.
Yeah, sounds great.
Sounds like a great time. Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to crack into another beer here. We just had our number 2 beer from last week
Oh yeah.
from the Oktoberfest show. We had the Ironmonger Oktoberfest, which was our number 2 in the blind tasting. El, what'd you think of that one?
I actually was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was messing with it. 5.5, nice and easy. Congrats to them, man. Ironmonger's been through a lot, and I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
job,
We
guys.
dug that one. Mike, did you get some of that one? Did you get a
I
try?
had that one. It was good. It was good. I'm on the Brooklyn.
Yes.
He
the
li-
Oh,
one-
yeah, see, we brought the stout like
Brooklyn
that
black chocolate
Yeah.
stout.
Well, he
Yeah.
also, I think
Yeah.
he may have actually preferred the Brooklyn Oktoberfest a little bit to it.
All right.
Uh,
Hey,
surprise
man.
to us,
you know
but,
what?
you know.
That's why they make so many, man.
Exactly.
That's why they make so many. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We need to take us a break, but we will be right back. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that even with the blind tasting when we were going through it, it wasn't like it. So this one was my number 1 blind tasting.
Sure.
Really?
And but it wasn't
Was
everybody's
that your
number
number 1?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't even remember.
Okay.
I'd have to go looking, but
Actually, I got
everybody had
my-
a different
I got my
list.
Notes here. Let me see.
I think
what-
I actually have
Let me
a
see.
picture of the whole
It was a little more full bodied than the Brooklyn that
the
we
Brooklyn
just
one.
had.
Yeah, we got. Yeah.
Brooklyn was a little more lighter in the pants on that level. This
I
one's a
kinda
little
I
more
don't know how
maltier.
that one. I wonder how
Huh?
that fared. I'm gonna look
I
and
thought
see if
this
I can
was
find
I know,
the,
you like that
the ranking because I took a picture of the sheet.
There's
just
no wrong
to-
answer though. It's
Yeah,
what you like.
Absolutely.
There's no wrong.
You know what?
answer.
Brooklyn placed. It got 3 points in the rating, so it placed
Yeah.
on a number of
Right on.
people's things. It was number 1. Yeah, I think Steven, I think it was his number one. I think Brooklyn's was his favorite as well. And Steven's
What's number 7, Brian?
number 7 was Eyinger.
That was my number 1, which
Yeah.
was our number 1.
That was
wow.
my.
So-
I think that was my
Old
number
school.
2.
Eyinger, shout out.
11?
Who was it? Eyinger.
11 was Yingling.
Yingling was my number 2 then.
Okay.
All right.
I think Eyinger was my number 2.
And number 4?
Number 4 was Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
All right. That's my top
was
3.
my-
Sam
That's my
Adams
personal top
Oktoberfest
3.
was my 4th place, so
Okay.
it didn't rate. So
Once
Yeah.
upon a time, that was my one. Paps doesn't do it October.
No,
Paps.
Paps.
Shout him out though.
Little blue ribbon, little blue ribbon there.
you kind of tape a leaf to a orange leaf to it, and boom,
That's
it's
it.
there. You go. You're set, man. You're ready to
Sugar
go.
in it and some.
That's right.
caramel,
Little
some
sugar.
agave.
Yeah, that's right. Throw a little in there.
Sprinkle.
Boom. Now
sprinkle.
it's an Oktoberfest. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Need some color, so what are we gonna do with that? Let's go with Turbinado. Sugar.
Turbinado, sugar.
Turbinado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck, you can
I
even
like the sprinkle. Like
caramelize that turbinado a little bit. Just heat it up
Oh,
just a
there you
little
go.
bit before you put it in
You
there.
probably
Yeah.
have award-winning.
It's probably
Award-winning Oktoberfest.
have all the connoisseurs from around the land like, oh, I've never had anything like this. This is amazing.
You know, the booze in this one does come out a bit, like
this is-
especially as it warms. The chocolate's
Yeah.
chocolate and boozy.
I like this one, man.
Yeah,
And is it still labeled the chocolate stout?
It's black chocolate stout.
Black
Yeah.
chocolate stout.
Keep it. Yeah, but that was one of the ones that taught me that beer can taste more than just, the IPAs and stuff like that. But that was one
Yeah.
of my favorite ones that I had to have shipped into Atlanta just because I had my mules hit me off with those. And
So this wasn't
Yeah.
distributed in Atlanta?
no,
Oh,
man, because of the limit.
ABV.
Oh
6%.
yeah,
Okay.
it's at
so
that
I had
point
my
in time,
homies
yeah.
bring it in
So
from
interesting.
wherever they got it from, and
6%, crazy, right?
I
that's
didn't.
crazy.
We got our allotment in PA from New York.
And you notice there's still a dryness to it. It's not overly sweet,
Yeah,
which is
there
really
is.
good. And I'm glad they didn't change the formula too much. But yeah,
Snows.
So what I learned from this like a decade plus ago is I was drinking one of these and it was like super cold out of the fridge. I'm like, all right, this is fine. This is fine. I didn't drink it too fast because I was like, I wasn't really feeling it. It warmed up, and then I took a drink of it. I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
This
That's
is
the cool
way
thing about
better.
a stout, man. What I love about that,
and it
stout.
got better as it warmed
Yeah.
up, and
They
eventually
would use
I
Zwickel pills as please.
at a certain point I was wanting a beer, and I didn't have anything in the fridge. I saw the Brooklyn black chocolate stout. It's just sitting there warm. I'm like, I bet that's still good. And I opened one up and drank it at room temperature and still enjoyed the hell
That's
out of
the
it.
way it's supposed to be.
That's
probably even more so, right?
Yes, and this is the one beer I wouldn't do that with any
So
other
one
beer,
of
but
these
I'll
was in
drink
the
this room
freezer?
temperature.
You've had these in the
Absolutely.
freezer?
Yeah.
Well,
It'll
I
be
took it
delicious.
out at the end of segment 2.
Okay.
You guys got more of this?
Back into it.
I think we might. Oh, I've
We
got
had
some that
two
are.
bottles.
Oh.
So
I've got.
did
Yeah,
you get more, Brian?
yeah.
Or
I've
just-
got a. I got a
okay.
6er of it. You want another bottle? But we was gonna say it's warm, so you have to have it warm. All right.
You just got done talking about it.
That's right. It's
Like,
worth it.
I'm good with that. All right. Some Zwickel pills, dry hop Zwickel pills. Have you taken your Zwickel pills today, Brian?
I'm about to.
About to.
I'm about to have my
Yeah.
my Zwickel
Man, I
pills.
miss you guys. Love the wit.
I feel
Oh,
like
you
I'm.
got it? All
I
right.
feel like I'm having to drink this chocolate stout a little too fast, but that's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm gonna stay on the chocolate stout.
We can.
Hold
That's-
it for now. I mean, if we don't need to right
I got
now.
a
Huh?
couple more if you want. It's just
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I think we're good for now. Yeah.
put some more in the fridge or whatever.
I do like the is it Deschutes and who Deschutes and somebody a German brewery did his Zwickel Bitburger. I like that one a lot, so I'm looking forward to this. I like that Zwickel.
Inner Voice had an Underberg slushy this weekend.
Wow.
Right?
I would try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down there. It's like-
Oh, we're-
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Someone
We
said
are live streaming.
someone said they had it and loved it, and I was like, "That's not Underberg slushy. That sounds like a threat." They're like,
I
"Man,
would
was
try
great."
No, it sounds like a challenge.
Threat.
Last challenge.
Yeah.
Thing.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other, man. So
So I think what Mike is telling me that I made the right call. This like jumped. I was buying some other stuff, and this seriously
Thank you, sir.
felt
You made the right
it
call.
jumped into my cart as I was walking past. I'm like, what am I doing? I
that
guess I'm getting
happens to
this.
you a lot, bro.
Oh,
First and
I can't
foremost,
even go to.
It's been so long since I've had it.
Yeah, I can't even go to a beer store. Like everything jumps into my car. It's like, it's Brian. Oh, he'll buy us.
Yeah.
Boom.
They're throwing a little party. You look on the shelf and is that little tiny confetti?
Yes,
out
like, dun,
there?
dun, dun, dun. He's coming down the lane. He's gonna buy us. He's gonna buy us.
Home with him. Yeah.
And I always do. There's a reason to have that reputation.
I have a
That's
beer,
true.
guys. I don't know if you how far in depth we're gonna go here, but I have an Oktoberfest from Bold Monk. It's amazing.
Okay.
Do you have it here?
It's in the car.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
them
Well,
I saw them canning.
we can-
recently, and
I would
haven't
like to
gotten
try
that
it.
one yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Where we at? Okay.
Sure,
Yeah, we
man.
got time. We got time.
Yeah.
What you get, Mike?
What I get?
What are you getting right now?
The Bold Monk Oktoberfest.
Oh, hell
We gotta check out that
Oh, yeah,
Bold
let's
Monk
see what they
Oktoberfest.
talking about.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
call.
Let's find out about that.
Well, Monk is such an amazing spot, man.
That's a great
just
place.
the decor and 3 levels of dopeness.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
if you haven't been there, if you're not in Atlanta, it's crazy. They've got like a restaurant area, they've got a bar area, it's really sweet, and they got an upstairs area that's like it's a bookstore.
Work, relax kind of
Yeah,
place.
it's kind of it's almost a mix. It almost feels like a little bit like a church and a bookstore together, but
Yeah.
also with a bar.
And it's
So-
lead pane windows. They're just all into detail. And
It's
then
very
they
nice.
have a
It's just
beer garden in
gorgeous.
the back too.
Yeah. Owner of Bold Monk, and my internet went out at my house one day, and I think they were saying like 2 days with the estimate to get it back on for something. So I like, hey JR, I was like, are you guys open early? I said, I'm gonna need a place to work. He's like, yeah, man, we got coffee. He's like, 8 a.m. Come on up, man. I was like, wow. My internet I wish my internet hadn't got back on, because then I had the excuse to go down there. But yeah, fresh brewed coffee and a cool place to work.
Atlanta's got it, man.
I love that. Is it Bigger Staff that has the coffee shop in there
Yes.
next
Yeah,
to them? And
yeah.
are they open early, like
You
8
get it early,
o'clock?
like 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
And you go in.
Oh, halfway.
You know,
crooks.
our problem with catching coffee is we usually on Saturdays we're late starters. Like we're getting out for like a 2 o'clock lunch to start our days.
That's usually when I eat.
Yeah,
right?
First
So,
meal.
but then by the time we get to the breweries and different things, 4 or 5 o'clock, coffee's closing down. You know,
Yeah,
so we're usually late if we want a cup of
Get
coffee.
that fresh.
I
fresh
don't
coffee.
know
Yeah.
why. Apparently, I'm weird, but coffee's something you drink all day until like 9 o'clock in the evening, and then that's when you stop because you eventually have to sleep. But
Yeah,
I guess people don't agree with me, and they stop drinking at like, I don't know, noon or something, which is ridiculous.
like 8:30,
Ugh.
maybe.
Do
Yeah,
you, brother?
8:30 is
Do you,
nuts.
brother?
Yeah, like
Are you a coffee drinker, El?
I do. I have
Okay.
a cup. I make from home my little Keurig and I get it popping. I do a dark
Yeah.
roast. and,
All right.
You know,
All right.
a little flavor.
are you a
creamer.
1 cup a day?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I,
kind of-
almost got a cup today. I was feeling a little down, but I worked it out. I kept it moving.
So
He's like, I almost hit that second
I
cup, and
almost
I'm like, I held off.
I almost did.
So at my house, my office is on the 2nd floor of my house, and I've got like this landing, kind of cubbyhole landing area right outside the way where the rooms are. And I got sick of going down to the kitchen to brew me a cup of coffee. So I put a table and put a beverage station
Oh,
right outside of my office. So I have an ice maker, a Brita pitcher, and a Keurig. Right.
That's
So
good.
I got my station right
where's
there.
the beer?
You know, I don't have any beer up there. It's coffee and water during the work.
You know what?
But
That's-
I have thought about getting
Beer fridge, man.
I had thought about getting a little beer fridge.
Maybe
up
you don't
there,
want that
so.
temptation up there. That seems like a doing business type
Yeah,
thing going on
yeah,
up there. You might
that's
not want
it.
to mess that up.
Next thing you know, there's a bottle of scotch up there.
Yeah,
So it's like,
it's gonna
yeah.
look like that. over
I
there.
got a sandwich cart there, and
That's-
that's
That's a little bit my
So,
fault
yeah.
over there. But
yeah,
I do want
Flea market.
a mini
Right,
fridge
got
for
it
my
set up
office. I do.
yeah.
I'm tired of fighting with the wife over fridge space. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want nothing but drinks in there. Like
Could
if
you
it's
squeeze one like that into your office, or is that
like
too
that
much?
red one. Okay, probably
That's a small fridge.
that red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, smallish.
No, that's small.
It's true.
But
It's not the
it's
same
not
size as a normal fridge.
mini, but it's very small compared to a
I
full-size
could-
refrigerator.
I mean, you know what? If I started moving all my beer into it, I think it would make room for it. So maybe I could.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just replace the fridge, the beer goes in there, and boom, you're good to
There
go.
you go. Yeah.
But those LG fridge, I have an LG fridge. Maybe they could be a sponsor for you guys, but there's a front part where it only opens to one section of beverages, and me and my wife negotiated having my beer and only that.
Yeah.
The rest of the
So
shit
you've
is
got your space,
for
right?
food,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things we need to live. She
Okay.
has that part.
Yeah.
The front goes to me.
It's the refrigerator version of the man cave. It's
Yes.
like, this
Yeah.
is my room.
This is my
I
room.
can do that. You decorate however you want
That's
the
it.
rest of the
That's it.
house.
That's it.
Ours doesn't have that division. It's a fight for territory. I'm always fighting to get more, and she's always fighting to take more back from me. So she's throwing a sauce like it. I'm gonna throw in a duck sauce where that used to be a beer bottle because I drank that one, and so I got to find a
Save your
way
place.
to get. Yeah, I got to find a way to get that spot back.
But
so.
let's be fair. If your fridge did have a beverage section, you also would not get that.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
No.
So let's just
You know
if
what?
it did have it.
There is an interesting little ridged shelf that's for cans, and I got to tell you, cans have never gone there.
No,
ever.
no.
Not once.
Sauces, mustards.
Yes,
different
those have gone
pickles,
there.
So
Various pickles, various
Yeah.
little things in small jars that'll just slide
you're
in there.
lucky
Yeah,
she allows you to eat at the house.
probably.
So
Yeah, that's probably true.
That and beer glasses. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
yeah.
she'll
gotta
throw
make
his
that
away.
work.
She'll just throw his away.
Yeah,
If she doesn't
I-
like the glass there, she just throws them away.
So I've mixed them in with my cellar. So a lot of my cellared stuff will have a glass upside down over top of it, so I can store my overflow glasses that I can't part with because they're so awesome.
So that his
Yeah.
wife doesn't throw them.
So she
away.
won't mess with
Oh,
those.
interesting.
But if they're anywhere in the kitchen, those things are going to get trashed. Probably.
You know what? I just thought of something. You know the mini was it Delirium Tremens, the mini glass that you saw?
The Orval, the mini
Orval.
Orval.
Oh, yeah.
I have a glass that size that came with the Westy 12 set. Brick. It had, I think, 2 of those little glasses, didn't it? So I do have one that
But
size.
you do it
It's not
upside
Orval.
down. That's interesting.
So yes, if you find the right, especially the larger format bottles and anything with a rounded top like the
Sure.
corked ones, you can just balance most glasses over top of it, unless it's like a really skinny flute type of thing. But yeah, you find the right bottle to fit the glass upside down. You don't get dust in it, and then I'll look around and like, I want the right glass for this beer. I'll go look at my beer. I'm like, oh, there it is. It's on that one, and I'll go give it a rinse, give it a scrub, and there we go. I got the right
I'm
glass.
a true beer geek like you, man. I'm taking it.
Yeah,
That's
right. It's a great place to do it.
It's like a
'Cause
cheat code.
what are you gonna do with all the space above that bottle? It's inefficient. Put a glass on it.
Just put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a glass on it.
All right. All right, guys. Let's get back. Is this seg 4? This
It
is
is
it.
seg 4.
One more segment.
Right. Let's do it.
All right. So what are we doing next? Let's see.
Andy 10 says hello. He texted me. He said, "What's up?"
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah, Hopsticks and Lady Hop.
good old
You gonna
hopsticks.
do it? The show.
You
Oh,
gonna-
I thought you were going to talk about.
How do we do?
No, we're good. We're ready to
Some
rock.
people want to
Man.
know
Here we go.
if we were live streaming. Can they tune in?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're doing it right
YouTube,
now.
Beer
Oh,
Guys
shit.
Radio.
Okay.
Beer Guys Radio, Facebook, YouTube, think Twitter as well.
Yeah.
So
yes. Yeah.
we're
Yep.
there.
It's out there
Check
on
it out.
Twitter. We don't have a lot of comments this show, but later on people will
it's
watch
there.
it and
It is there.
Yeah, they can watch it whenever
And
they
when we're
want.
done, it will be on YouTube and Facebook if they want to check out the replay.
It sits on Twitter too. Yeah, it's
It
out
does.
there.
It's
Yeah.
there. So
I pin it to the top of our profile when it's done.
Yes.
Yep.
cool. All right.
Y'all some bad dudes.
Bad dudes, man.
We do try.
Yeah,
We do try.
indeed.
All right, here we go.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Roger. What's our back there, Victor?
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Beer Guys. Patrons get cool perks like Beer Guys swag and commercial-free episodes. Now let's get back to Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest, and Ale Sharpton.
Ale Sharpton. Ale, so you've been a friend of the show since before we launched, really. We knew each
Yes.
other before Beer Guys Radio
We go way back.
became a thing. For those that do not know Ale Sharpton, maybe getting their first introduction right now, who is Ale Sharpton?
Oh man, a lot of things that just my life guided me to. Honestly, moving here from after leaving Cornell and coming here and just like the beer scene, I just wanted this to be perfect city for me. So it might be some selfish reasons in there, but I made it a point to politic and write about beer and make sure that Atlanta would get the right love. So using my media resources and creating a name Ale Sharpton, it was an experience, man, of me being only brother to be around a lot of people moving into Atlanta and in Georgia for that matter, and just trying to say, hey, I'm a beer guy too. And we need that voice, and not just saying I'm a black beer, I'm a beer writer, but helping the law change and stuff. So a lot of the OGs realized that I was there from day one. And then it got to the point where in 2004, the law changed and all these breweries, which I knew would happen, would move here and we would get better distribution. Atlanta's become one of the best beer cities straight up in the nation, and it deserves a respect. And so, yeah, I know that you are a national show, but when people come here, they need to look up all these different spots that Atlanta has to offer, because we're not only one of the most diverse cities in the world, but we also are diverse in flavors and tastes and people that are making this beautiful beverage across the city. So,
I'm excited. I want to visit now.
Yeah, let's
it's
visit
a cool
Atlanta.
city, man.
Let's
it's like
do it,
maybe
man.
10 minutes from me right
Yeah,
now.
good stuff.
Yeah, we're technically not actually in it
We're
right
not,
now.
not
So,
technically.
yeah.
Now, El, we always focus on your beer, but
Sure.
your travel, food, culture,
Yes, yeah.
cars. You do stuff like drive Bentleys so you can write an article about it,
Just
right?
make sure it drives safe for you
Sure,
guys. So that when you get it,
understandable.
you know,
And he's-
and this is before I go to breweries and stuff. So.
And sneakers. We were talking. You
I-
apparently have a sneaker
Yes,
problem.
Okay.
I
All right.
do, but my wife has helped me with that. We're doing counseling sessions.
So she just toss them out like my wife does with my beer glasses. Like, oh, he doesn't need those. They're gone.
No. No. In order for us to maintain, we both know our boundaries with things like that. But I know that I got to chill on certain things. But I'm about fashion and colors and coordination and stuff. So that's just a thing of mine. But it's those cats who kind of express themselves as much as possible. But with beer and thankfully for Instagram, I think that's helped us diversify the industry to see that it's okay for all of us to enjoy beer. So there's women now that are really, really big on that right now and representing the industry. And then there's Blacktoberfest, and then there's all these different kind of events that are going on to show that, beer is for everyone. And even learning now the root to where beer was when it was created back in Africa, and then blowing up and then moving on to Europe and those type of things. It's the original beverage that was created there.
So you mentioned Instagram. Do you think Instagram was more important for doing these things because it's so like photo driven, like you see things
Yes, you
more,
see it.
and it's not just text, right?
You see it. I mean, social media in general, but I'm enjoying Instagram just because I'm a photographer. I shoot everything. And I like to kind of engage people to know what my experiences are when I do this traveling for my job. So even being here and posting a cool picture with you guys to show and capture that experience, to know what you guys are about. And I appreciate y'all having us here and making this a session. This is dope. This is what Atlanta's about, man. This is what the beer industry is about. Cool people sipping different types of styles and building and learning from each other. You know what I mean? We're opening doors, and hopefully we'll show other industries how we're about, where it's okay to work together.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Talking about shooting pics and that, I heard there's a joke. Everything is content.
Mhm.
Always shoot. Everything is good. We need to get better about that because we'll get caught up in
True.
the minute of just
Yeah.
drinking or
Sure.
hanging out. And
I've been seeing you guys
then it's
taking
like,
pictures.
did you take a
and-
picture? And it's like, Brian,
no.
I didn't take a picture, man.
I was
So
busy
like,
doing it. I thought you were taking.
I'm going to start drawing. I'm going to use, that's going to be our shtick. I just got it. That'll be our shtick. We'll forget to take pictures, and then I will draw what we did in Microsoft Paint, and then that's going to be what our feed
That
is.
could be great.
My artistic rendition of what we did that
Our
weekend.
Instagram
You're gonna get
account
like
is
6
about to
likes.
blow up. It's about
Yes.
to blow up.
Hey,
That's
man.
right.
But
No,
again,
it's not.
6 likes. You'll get.
See,
Already,
right.
look at this.
Yeah,
ready
he's
to
right.
roll.
Fair.
He's a guy who
Fair.
knows print. He knows. He knows. what he's
But
talking
real
about.
quick, I'm going to Great American Beer Festival, and I'm doing a Piano Keys launch. Just something very limited for right now, but it's going to be coming here. But Piano Keys has done a lot, man, with the Brew Gather organization I'm doing, where I'm a fundraiser for the community. So we've been working with a lot of people who really actually need the money from proceeds and stuff like that. So shout out to that. And my wife,
El, real
Andrea,
quick,
for running
tell
that.
folks what Piano Keys is.
Yeah.
Oh, so Piano Keys is a chocolate vanilla imperial stout that I made with New Belgium. They brought me in as a consultant and said, hey, if you want to do, we want to do more with diversity. I said, well, when we make a beer, you're one of the best breweries in the world. Let's make it happen. So Piano Keys is a limited edition now, comes out seasonally, and it's a delicious beer. and it's chilling free all.
We're gonna get some. We're gonna
So
get into some in just a minute.
It's the next version coming out is version 5. Is it going to be substantially different, or is it going to be different in any way from version 4?
Different. We resourced a lot of the ingredients that we made are from Africa, Ghana, Uganda, and then we're gonna have some fresh mint on one of them.
Fresh mint.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna really do some really different craziness. So I dropped the bomb here, y'all. That's what we're doing. It's gonna be a part of it's gonna be part of GABF, and that's gonna be on the Friday, 3 to 5, I believe. It's gonna be nuts.
GABF, Great American Beer Festival, Denver,
doing a party.
Colorado. If you have not done GABF, you need to. Every beer fan, Mike, have you been? You
Once.
done G? Yeah. So
Twice,
if you,
I'm sorry, twice.
I've only been once so far. Brian is lame and terrible. He's not been at all.
I feel like every time he mentions
But-
this, he's really talking to me and not to anybody
I am.
else.
So,
Like, yes,
you were
okay.
in Malaysia, I think.
I
the
was.
year
I
went
was.
to
I was on the other
GABF.
side of the world when you were in GABF.
yeah.
I went to a
beer
beer
fest.
festival while I was there too. believe it or
Ooh, how
not.
was that?
It was good, and it got canceled because the local religious and authority decided they didn't like the idea of it. But I got to do the one that was done. It was great. Got to drink beer from Malaysia.
They
from
dropped a little
Vietnam,
Sharia law on
That's
that
right.
on that beer fest.
a little Australian beer, all kinds of fun stuff that they're doing over there, and it's grown a lot since that happened. I'm like, I know. Apparently, Vietnam's huge right now.
Yeah.
Their beer scene. So that's what I hear. Anyway.
What's the Vietnam beer? The South?
What was that? My boy was.
Oh, I'm
here.
trying to think.
There was a craft brewery over there too.
There's a
Several.
brother who's got one. My man
Yeah.
Lamont's got a joint. I'll shout it out in a minute, but I got to remember the exact name. I don't want to butcher.
But I remember
Fair
drinking a saison from Vietnam and thinking, this is crazy. I'm here in Malaysia drinking.
Saison from Vietnam.
Exactly, right?
Right.
So it was a good time. It was a good time. There's some great stuff from Australia as well, like I said. So yeah. There's craft beers everywhere. You know, you let's focus. It's not anymore. Not anymore.
Right. Now, Brewgether.
Yes,
Tell us
sir.
about that as well. Sir.
So we worked it out with New Belgium where proceeds can go to different types of organizations that really need it more than just somebody say, hey, yeah, thanks, and putting a check in the drawer. So we work with Hey Atlanta, Truly Living Well, West Watershed Alliance, Vox Teen Association, Navigate, Bottle Share. We made a minority kind of share for Bottle Share for people get hurt on the job who are minorities. They get some relief, and then the Giving Kitchen so far, and we're still rocking. So I'm all about helping people and educators and all that. So this Brewgether, thank you for asking about it. This is it's about to blow up even more now. So
and is that your nonprofit ale?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was an existing one. Oh,
yeah.
yours.
We're working alongside Craft EDU. And shout out to Dr. J and her organization, and we've been working together and doing some amazing things. So. Yep,
There's
Brewgether.
a lot of cool
Yep.
people.
You're gonna hear more
man.
about it.
Cool stuff.
Yes, sir.
Happening.
Thank you.
And so we got Piano Keys, GABF, looking up the Brewgether thing. What else is happening? What's next for Ale Sharpton?
Continuing to be around good people like yourselves and building the brand and building the community for beer around the world.
That sounds good.
Eating and drinking and having a good time, and
he's not
trying
ready
to do it for a good cause.
He's not ready
That's
to tell
it.
us about the next collaboration. I'm sure he's working on one.
I got something, yeah, but I was
Always
always
something
happy
in
to
the
work
works,
with. I'm about fundraising and even doing something with Terrapin, which was a saison. The South's got something to saison. Was the one we did.
Okay,
Shout out to Outcast and all that. But I did something as a fundraiser for Middle Tennessee State, and they have a brewing program. So they have something for minorities where we raise money for that too. So minorities who are learning how to brew, they got some change from that. So thank you, Terrapin. And I'm just all about giving, man. It's a beautiful thing, a great position to be in to be able to help out our people.
Good stuff,
Excellent.
man. Ale, if people want to see what's going on with Ale Sharpton, all of your fun work, what's the best way for them to do that?
Instagram, Real Ale Sharpton, and I'll be announcing stuff on there. But also my Twitter is really fun, and that's Ale Sharpton. So
Excellent.
thank you. And working with people like Mike Potter, and I met him when he was doing a lot of other things going on, Fresh Fest and everything. And just seeing his brother build himself, man, it's a beautiful thing.
Good stuff, man. And Mike, if people want to learn about Black Brew Culture, Blacktoberfest, and all that, where's the best place for them to go for that?
All of our platforms are Black Brew Culture. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook at that handle. And we are at Blacktober-fest.com for the festival. All the information on multiple cities, the big one, Atlanta, obviously. Got all the entertainment, all the beers that are going to be there, all the collaborations. It's all there. And you can obviously copy tickets there too.
Good stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you for
sharing.
having us.
We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of the Beer Guys Radio Show. Join us next week as we talk to our mutual friend, Brewing Company. For more craft beer info, follow us online. We are Beer Guys Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, and don't forget to drink local. Cheers.
What
Whoa.
a dope one. This was
We
crazy.
did it.
All right.
We did it.
This is gonna be a big one, man.
Didn't
Good
seem
stuff,
anything.
man.
We gotta
Seemed
share
we were
it.
just kicking
That's it, man.
Share
We're
it
just
around,
sharing
share it
beers
around.
and talking, man.
Yeah. It's always a fun
Good
time.
stuff. Good stuff. Facebook, YouTube. Thanks
Twitter.
for joining us,
Yeah.
y'all. Twitter. We appreciate you joining the live stream. Tell a friend. Threaten an enemy.
Threatening enemy.
About
Yes.
Beer Guys Radio. So tell them to tune in, join for the live stream, check our podcast. We put these on YouTube too. If you're not a Facebooker, just
Sure.
Cool.
tell people to check us out. If you dig what we're doing, we'd love your support. It's not inexpensive, Brian, to keep Beer Guys Radio going.
True. Very true.
We have a Patreon page. We'd love your support there. Throw us $5 a month, man.
Yeah.
We're here to entertain you, tell you good stories. We would greatly appreciate it. So thanks, y'all. Have a great week, and we will see you next Wednesday.